Brighter Apprentice. It has been nominated for Best Kid-Friendly Film, Best Junior Surf Film, and Best Surf Film. And then we're going to talk to him about his film, Barrels and Cod. That film was nominated for Best Surf Film, Best Cinematography, Best Short Documentary, Best Documentary Subject. So I want to introduce you to my host here. This is Cameron.
Me not really being from the surfing world, I wondered what other kind of surfing lingo is there and why you chose this title for Two Brighter.
Okay, good night for everyone. Really nice pleasure to be here, sharing with you guys what was in my mind, the way I did these movies, the short movies. And actually, the Two Brighter Apprentice is about Kailani Renault. He's a Brazilian Grom, only 12 years old. I think he already made 13 years old. But I had a chance to meet him last year during the pandemic. And he came over here with some friends and we got in love with this kid because he's really nice inside and outside the water. But actually, what makes him really special is the way he deals with barrels, with tubes. Here in Mentawais, where I live right now, is one of the best places for barrels in the world. We have so much different waves, but we have some special waves like no can do, bank boats, rifles, hideaways, and eBay. They are one of the best and most perfect waves in the entire world. And during this time, we have here Nick Van Hoop, who's one of the best Portuguese big hiders, and also Nate Bell, that is from Florida. He's an amazing guy surfing. And everyone was just stoked with the performance of Kailani Renault. The reason I choose the name, because he's a really apprentice. And he has Bruno Santos, that's one of the big hiders and tube riders in the world. In the surfing language, this means the guy that gets the barrel, gets inside the tubes. So that's the reason I choose the name, and I think really worked good.
You mentioned Bruno Santos. Could you talk a little bit about your relationship with Bruno and what it was like working with him?
Actually, I live here in a resort that I own with some friends. And here is actually treated like my house, my home sweet home. And we create a really close relationship with most of the guests. Most of them became friends. And this is what happened with Bruno. Bruno used to be a good friend of my partner, Leo from Brazil. They live in the same city, in Itacoatiara, Niterói. And he said he was talking with Bruno to come over to spend some time here with us. And he spent 2 months and then came back, spent one more month, and he brought his family. He has 2 small kids. And we got so close, and actually they become part of the family. So Bruno is another example, like Kailani Renault is a legend inside and outside the water. He represents so good any sponsor that he would have, because everybody loves him and everybody loves the way he rides waves. He's one of the best tube riders in the world. He already won the Tahiti contest in Chopo and many other contests around the world. Today he lives in Bali with his family. Right now he's recovering from an injury on his knee, but probably he's gonna be ready to come back home soon to enjoy more time with us.
Was the little girl who was super awesome in the film as well, is that his sister?
During the pandemic, many families decide to spend their pandemic in the paradise. So even here we have the Candui Resort and Candui Villas. These 3 resorts are the only ones that were open during that time.
Yeah, because it's so remote. Yes.
And many families came over to spend like a month, 2 months. And there is some really good grooms that arrive, like Erin Brooke. She's a I think 12 or 13 years old. She rips. She's so nice. Zoe, only 7 years old. I think now she has 8. She's here now. She's back here. I love her family. Her parents are really nice. And her mother stayed with her in the water for 7 hours, swimming and pushing her and taking care of her. And she's surfing so good. And we also have Dylan. Dylan is the son of Ray, who owns the Kandui Resort. Really good friend of mine. And he's right now he's in California. He's doing a trip over there, and he surfs so good. And he has almost 13 years old, something like that. And we also have the girls, the Bruno Santos daughters, Sophia and Mara.
Okay.
And they are also really good surfers. So what we have here was a constellation of little stars.
We are going to move along and talk about barrels and cod. Were you following his career back in the day? Tell us a little bit about your connection to Bruno Santos, please.
I surfed since 13 years old.
Wow.
And Bruno Santos was one of my best surfers that I most admire because he's never afraid. He faces any kind of situation. And the way he surfs is unique. He put his foot in the front of the board, and he has a style. He make a high line. He surf waves much more in than the other surfers. I was his fan before being his friend. So for me, it was an honor to have him here with his family. That is lovely family. His wife is an amazing person. His kids, the 2 girls, so nice as well. So for me, actually being in this resort made me meet so many good surfers like Gabriel Medina, Lucas Chumbo, Paulo Moura, Franklin Serpa, Michael Hill from Florida, many other surfers that already been passing by my house, my place. So Bruno was one of them, but we have this plus. We became so close. And then for barrels and cod, I was in low season here, and the COVID was just finishing. So he was going to attend the Perfect Chapter, is a contest specialized in barrels that was happening in Cascais. And he invited me to come over and with my camera and drone and to make some images of him. And I went there. We spent 24 days together, something like that. And we have no idea that we're gonna do a short. We only collecting images. But the things start getting so nice, like so much good waves, and he's doing that performance that he's so good. And we also were invited to do a tour from the tourist minister in Portugal. So they asked us to go to restaurants, to go to hotels. So we ate so much cod and a lot of food that Portugal is so amazing to eat, find good food. So that's how it happened. And then he said one day, hey, let's do a movie. Must call Barrels and Cod. And then I laughed a lot and I said, whoa, man, it's a great idea. And then that's what happened. We made Barrels and Cod.
I really was taken away by how big and massive those waves are in Nazaré. Do you have an explanation for that? Is there a reason?
There's a beach that is really close to a big canyon in the ocean. So you have around, if I'm not wrong, 5,000 meters depth of water. And suddenly it becomes like 20 meters or something. So Nazaré is this combination of the power of these big storms that hit Europe every winter, but actually because this canyon, the waves get so massive. But Nazaré is completely different. Nazaré, there's no channel. 2 days after the big day at Nazaré, I woke up and Bruno said to me, Alex, you're going to the water with me today. And I said, what? No, I take you out today. I said, no way, man. No, I'm not prepared. I smoke Marlboro. I've never been facing waves like this. He said, no, it's going to be small. Don't worry. They'll say, how small? Or 30, 40 foot. Say, what? This is small. This is small for you. For me, this is the biggest wave I ever saw in my life. And then he just prepared myself. I put that vest and I felt like astronaut, you know. I cannot even move too much. And then we went to the jet ski and we went out, and it was one of the most amazing experiences in my life. I tried to do some images. It was the first time I was shooting from the jet ski, but I have nothing to hold my legs or my foot, so I have to use one hand to hold at the jet ski and the other hand to film. And then I try, and the guy that was driving, he's not so expert because you have to stop to shoot, you know. But he was moving all the time, so the camera was like this with one hand. I tried to put on my eyes, and then the camera hit my eyes so bad. Wow, was a crazy experience. So, like in your question, Cameron, waves like Nazaré, they are unique. Yeah, unique.
What have you learned about yourself through the making of these two films?
Really good question, a hard question to answer. When I do a movie, I try to do the best I can, but I'm really limited. These films are like one-man movie, you know. I don't have a person to help me with the light, with the microphone, or a producer, or I have nothing. I do all by myself or with one friend, or sometimes I get pissed off because it doesn't look like the way I would like to have it. But what I learned is, as more I do movies, much more I have to learn. I think that's what I learned doing these movies. I'm really glad, you know, I'm really glad to like be part of the fest and inspire people and having people interested to watch my movies. I would like to do better if I can, you know, if I have the opportunity, the time and more people involved and more money involved, for sure. I have a dream here. I'm going to say public here. I know a story of a surfer that used to be a big narcotics dealer. He already died in Indonesia. I know his story. I would love to do a movie about this because it's something really interesting. There's already some books that they wrote about, but it's really far away from my budgets. Like I have to go to Brazil to shoot. I have to go to Europe to shoot. I have to go to Ibiza. I have to go to Amsterdam. I have to go to so many places, have so many permits involved, so many actors and so many productions that I don't have a chance to realize this dream. But I hope so one day. Who knows? Even with a help, like being part of this fest, can pay attention for other people, for my work, and maybe I can achieve this dream, trying to be better, learn better, and doing better. But the most important part, keep inspiring people with my story.